first thing I found, I call the false finish line. And the false finish line is, oh no, I'm the leader now. I'm the boss. I've made it. Why would I continue to ask and try to learn and be humble and like? And to some, like, yes, you've earned it. You've got a track record of success. We're confident you in this role, and you need to lead. However, you are not at the finish line. It's a continuous development journey. But that mindset about I'm the leader now, I can relax, I can get busy with the work and not continue to be busy with my own development. That's the false finish line. So I think we've all seen that. The reverse of that also happens, which is I call the superhuman stance. And I've run across that with my MBA students that, oh no, I'm the leader now. And if I ask for feedback or how I could get better, they're going to start doubting me. And they're going to feel I'm not really smart enough if I'm asking for coaching. Now, in a very toxic environment, you've got to be very careful on how you do that. I get that. Nor, Scott, do I want my CEO running down the hall every week saying, what should I do now? No. On the other hand, say, you know what? I'm an imperfect product. I'm continuously being developed. And as your leader, I'm going to do the best I can. But, I need some feedback and coaching too. And I think that notion about, people are, if you're genuine about it and you respond well, you can ask for feedback. So that's the second one. So that's the superhuman stance. The third one is very seductive. And I felt it myself, and it's called the boss booster bubble. And what happens is once you get to be a leader or you ascend, people start treating you differently, and they're very careful about things, and they filter things, and you don't hear all the raw feedback you used to early in your career. And most bosses know, no. I got to have both sides of the equation here. I know it's not all good news. But for some, or you get too busy, like, man, I'm just hearing positive feedback from my team. I must be fine. And again, that's the booster bubble. And you got, no, break the bubble. Know that you got to hear both sides of things. Then there's the fourth one I'll call the lonely lament. And I think it's become more true lately in our COVID work from home era and all that, which is early in a career, you had lots of buddies. You had people that would tell you things. Once you become the leader, you kind of stand alone. And, there's more scrutiny to leaders, and we have to be very careful. And I think we can get isolated. So we don't have what I call the truth tellers. We don't have the learning buddies anymore. We don't have that offhanded feedback or there's occasional things that happen. And you can get isolated. So I encourage people, you know what, you got to find some coaches. You got to find some peer mentors. You got to have your, little group you have breakfast with every once in a while and rebuild those relationships. So Scott, those are the big four. I thought that was it until I heard the fifth one, which is people would read the book, go to the seminar, listen to the podcast, and they would say the following: boy, Kevin, this is great stuff. I love this. I don't want those faulty assumptions. I'm going to work on my coachability, but I'm really, really busy right now. So can we just wait a few weeks and then I'll start working on it? So I call that the magic moment mirage, which is there's a mirage out there in the future that things will slow down. I'll work on my stuff, not now. And the answer is no. And you know what? You think you're done now. Wait till you see what's waiting for you next week. And so the coaching there is you got to find a little bit of time. You got to make a commitment. Like, I'm going to, for myself and then, to be the best for others, I've got to reserve a little room to work on my coachability or to work on my communication skills or to ask a good question. And you got to build that into your game plan. So those are the five that I've seen.
I love all the alliterations there with the magic moment, magic moment mirage, the boss booster bubble. Thank you so much for sharing those. I definitely encourage folks that are listening to this, one, start to reflect a little bit. Are you falling into any of those? And then we talked a little bit about the book earlier, some fantastic things where Kevin goes into more detail about those on the book. But so thank you for sharing those.